Chapter 13. Shakyamuni Buddha entrusted all living beings of the 10 realms to the Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. The Buddha raised his golden arm and touched the crown of Bodhisattva Kṣitigarbha, saying, Kṣitigarbha, Kṣitigarbha, your miraculous powers are inconceivable, your compassion is inconceivable, your wisdom is inconceivable, and your eloquence is inconceivable. Even if all the Buddhas from the 10 directions were to praise and proclaim your inconceivable deeds, it would take countless eons to finish. Kṣitigarbha, Kṣitigarbha, you should remember that today, here in the Trayastrimsa heaven, in the presence of countless Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and the assembly of heavenly beings, I once again entrust to you all sentient beings in the human and celestial realms. I entrust to you those beings who have not yet transcended the 3 realms and those still suffering in the hells. Do not let these beings fall into the evil paths. Even if it is just for a day and a night, let alone falling into the 5 uninterrupted hells and Avachi hell, experiencing countless eons without liberation. Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, the aspirations and habits of the sentient beings in the southern Jambudvipa are constantly changing, with most still engaging in unwholesome actions. Even if they occasionally encounter positive conditions and perform virtuous deeds, before long, they revert to a mind of regression and are unwilling to continue doing good. When faced with adverse conditions, their unwholesome thoughts gradually intensify. For this reason, I manifest in countless forms, tailored to the disposition, habits, wisdom, and environment of sentient beings, delivering teachings with precision to lead them to liberation. Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, I now earnestly and solemnly entrust all sentient beings in the heavenly and human realms to you. In the future, if there are virtuous men and women in the heavenly and human realms who, even if they only plant a minute virtuous root in the Buddha's teachings, as tiny as a single strand of hair, a speck of dust, a grain of sand, or a droplet of water, you should, with your miraculous powers, protect these individuals. Ensure that they progressively advance on the path of the Buddha without harboring thoughts of regression or loss of progress. Furthermore, Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, in future lifetimes, whether in celestial realms or on earth, for beings who, due to their past unwholesome deeds, are destined to fall into the realms of suffering according to the laws of karma when they are on the verge of descent, if these beings can personally recite the name of a Buddha or the name of a Bodhisattva, or even a single line or verse from a Mahayana scripture, you should, with your divine powers, make every effort to rescue and deliver them. Manifest before them in the form of your boundless body, shattering the hells for them, enabling them to ascend to heavenly realms or be born into virtuous households on earth, where they can enjoy a wholesome and delightful life. In order to deepen Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva's impression of the entrustment, the Buddha spoke a verse. I entrust to you all sentient beings in the present and future, in all celestial realms and on earth. I hope that with your inconceivable miraculous powers and wisdom, you will save them all, bringing them to heavenly realms and earthly abodes, preventing them from descending into the realms of suffering. At that moment, Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, with utmost reverence, knelt and joined palms before the Buddha, saying, World-honored one, please do not worry. In future lifetimes, if there are virtuous men and women who hold even a single thought of reverence for the Buddha's teachings, I will exhaust every means to deliver these beings, liberating them from the cycle of birth and death, guiding them beyond the 3 realms. Moreover, those who eagerly strive to perform virtuous deeds upon hearing about them, or those who aspire to cultivate virtuous roots upon learning of them, will never regress from the unsurpassed path and will ultimately attain Buddhahood. As the conversation unfolded, a bodhisattva named Kṣitigarbha respectfully addressed the Buddha, saying, World-honored one, since I arrived at this Trayastrimsa assembly, I have continuously heard you praising the awe-inspiring demeanor and inconceivable miraculous powers of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. In the future, if there are virtuous men and women, as well as all beings of the dragon and supernatural realms, who have the affinity to encounter the Sūtra, the fundamental vows of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, and the name of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, and if they can generate a sense of reverence, gaze upon, and worship the image of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, I would like to know how much merit and benefit they would accrue. Could you, world-honored one, kindly provide a brief explanation for the sake of present and future sentient beings? The Buddha responded to a Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, saying, "Pay attention with a pure heart, with a mind of right mindfulness. Now, I will elaborate for you. In future times, if there are virtuous men and women who, upon encountering the image of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, hearing the fundamental vows of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, immediately generate a heart of reverence, particularly desiring to recite and memorize this sutra, and who offer fragrances, flowers, food, clothing, and precious items in homage to the image of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, as well as to this inconceivable scripture, gazing upon, praising, and worshipping the image of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva and the fundamental vows of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. By engaging in these practices, one can attain 28 benefits. 1. Gain protection and blessings from the dragon and supernatural beings. 2. Experience daily growth in wholesome merits. 3. Accumulate favorable conditions for practicing the Bodhisattva path. 4. Never regress from the path to enlightenment. 5. Enjoy abundance in clothing and food. 6. Remain free from illnesses. 7. Avoid natural disasters such as floods and fires. 8. Be protected from thieves and robbers. 9. Earn the respect and admiration of others. 10. Receive covert protection and assistance from deities and spirits. 11. In future lives, women may be reborn as men. 12. Potentially be born as a daughter in a noble and respected family. 14. In many cases, ascend to heavenly realms in future lives. 15. If reborn on earth, may become a leader of a country. 16. Develop clairvoyance to know past life events. 17. Have wishes fulfilled. 18. Enjoy a harmonious family life with joyful relatives. 19. Be free from untimely death or calamities. 20. Eliminate unwholesome karma. 21. Experience smooth and successful endeavors. 22. Enjoy high-quality sleep. 23. Ancestors who have passed away can be liberated from the sufferings of the 3 lower realms. 24. In this life, enjoy the karmic rewards from past acts of generosity. 25. Receive praise and admiration from great beings. 26. Possess intelligence and wisdom to understand profound Buddhist teachings in this life and future lives. 27. Develop a compassionate heart, empathizing with all suffering beings. 28. Due to the continuous growth of wholesome roots and the gathering of favorable conditions on the Buddha's path, ultimately attain Buddhahood. Furthermore, a Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, presently and in the future, if the assemblies of heavenly beings, dragons, ghosts, and spirits, by some affinity, come across the image of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, hear the name of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, or hear or see the fundamental vows of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, and if they generate a reverent heart, gaze upon, praise, and worship, they can attain 7 benefits. 1. Quickly ascend from the ordinary state of beings to the status of a sage. 2. Eliminate the negative karma from the past. 3. Receive direct protection from all Buddhas. 4. Never regress from the path to enlightenment. 5. Witness an increase in inherent miraculous powers. 6. Attain a higher level of clairvoyance. 7. Ultimately, inevitably achieve Buddhahood. At that moment, Buddhas and Tathagatas from innumerable worlds in the 10 directions, along with all great bodhisattvas, the assemblies of heavenly beings, dragons, and the 8-fold division of supernatural beings, upon hearing Shakyamuni Buddha extol the immense divine powers and inconceivable merits of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, collectively emitted boundless praises. Truly, this was an unprecedented grand Dharma assembly. In the Trayastrimsa heaven, the most exquisite incense, flowers, celestial garments, jewels, and necklaces used to make offerings to Shakyamuni Buddha and Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva descended from the sky like raindrops. All the participants paid homage to Shakyamuni Buddha and Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, joining their hands in reverence, and joyfully departed.